Ariel Helwani post-fight at UFC on Fox in Anaheim alongside a very happy DaMarques Johnson who knocked out Clay Harvison tonight. Very impressive fashion, and congratulations, my friend.
Thank you
was
very much,
probably one of your better performances, if not your best performance in the UFC. How are you feeling right now?
Dude, I feel great. It doesn't happen like that except for in my dreams. So, I mean, it's like landing that really hot chick and she's talking to you in real life. You're like, wow, I'm pretty awesome.
Yeah, but even though you did knock him out, you were able to sort of keep your emotions in check and not give him those few extra punches. That was very classy. That was very sportsmanlike of you, so kudos.
Yeah, it was one of those things. I'm not in here to, like, you know, cripple and maim anybody. I don't want anybody crippling, maiming me. I got kids to go home to, so does he. I saw him go out, and I saw his eyes roll, and I was like, all right, I was expecting Herb Dean to step in, and then I just gave him one more, and then he stepped in. But yeah, I'm not out here to, you know, I mean, we all talk a tough game, but I mean, I'm not really tough. My 5-year-old kicks my ass.
It was nice when you landed the big punch. You sort of stood over him like Nick Diaz with the hands up, like, what up now, you know?
Dude, I don't know. It's that inner hood kid, dude. I've been beat up by lots of people, so I mean, it was one of those things where it was just like, all right, game over. Oh, it's not done? All right, here, wear one. All right, now it's over. Just the inner hood kid flared up. My bad. And the inner hood kid was running around for a couple seconds after the fight. I screamed at Lorenzo. And
what were you saying? You had a very mean face on.
It's like, show me the money. That's
you wanted the bonus.
Yeah. Well, so far I'm not doing bad.
Right.
But I mean, I'm not even going to think about it. I'm going to go have a beer, kiss my girlfriend, call my kid. We're going to have a good night.
It's been sort of an up and down journey for you in the UFC. Do you think this could be the moment that ignites a run for you here in the organization?
I really feel like I have elevated myself to a level of person that feels like they belong in the UFC. Getting to the UFC is not the hard part. Staying in the UFC is definitely where you figure out how tough you are, you figure out how smart you are, and you figure out what you're legitimately capable of. And I feel like I've slowly became that person that, I mean, that ass whipping I took by Amir Sadallah was one of the best things that's happened so far.
Why?
Because, I mean, it makes you look at yourself and you're like, yeah, well, I'm not that good. But in the same breath, I'm definitely not that bad. And Amir is a really tough guy that is, you know, that will outshine a lot of people. And to get in there and just hang with somebody like that, I mean, it kind of worked for my confidence, not the exact, I mean, I learned more from that than, say, if I would have just went out on 10 days and whooped them. Right. So, I mean, thank you, Amir Sadallah.
Also, you've been training with guys like Matt Hughes, BJ Penn. That has to help the confidence,
man.
Right?
Training with Jeremy and BJ Penn and Matt Pena and Matt Hughes, dude, it's, like I said, it was it was one of those experiences where it lets you know, it's like, all right, I'm in here hanging in a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu session with, like, I'm not getting completely blown out of the water. I'm not winning by any means. I don't need BJ come looking for me. But in the same breath, it's not one of those, it's one of those things where it's like your superhero kind of, you know, compliments you, and, you know, he doesn't realize what it means to the little kid. And just, so, I mean, it really is. It feels so lucky, so blessed.
It's like the hot girl thing all over again,
Exactly.
that theory.
The hot girl thing times 2.
Right.
That'd be like the hot movie star hot chick.
Which right now, after a knockout like that, on a stage like this on Fox, you know, with the obviously this fight wasn't on Fox, but you know what I'm saying. There's a lot of eyeballs here. By the way, you were mentioning before we started rolling, what's it like fighting at like 3 o'clock in the afternoon? Do you like that?
This is this is like the fist fights that happen at high school. It's kind of crazy to be fighting while the sun's still up. So, I mean, but I love it. I love the UFC. I love Fox. I even love Ariel Helwani.
Wow. Wow. Look at that. A lot of love. All right.
I'm out.
You're done with me, right? Okay. See you later.